everyone. Get ready for NBA action live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. The Cleveland Cavaliers coming to this one after a win against the Wizards. It was just a textbook performance. That game was all there. Once they got it going, it was full speed ahead.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
So Cleveland will get the first possession. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Down low, Weston Hibbert. Rodney Stuckey out there with Hill. And it's George in at the 3 slot. Now here's James. Smith for 3. Good, and the assist goes to James. Smith's got the first 3 points tonight for Cleveland.
Now, good play to get things started here.
Steve, always nice to get the first points up on the board. At least I felt that way.
J.R. Smith going from one of his best seasons in 2012-13 to one of his worst a year ago. I think his knee surgery in the offseason really got him off to a slow start. He didn't have the same bounce in his step, and he didn't find his game until late in the season.
Here's Hibbert. J.R. Smith making his last shot. And it's Hibbert missing. James outside. Thompson sets the pick for James. Irving with it. Picked up by Stuckey. And good on the basket. Book it.
And Kevin, that's a really sweet stroke from Irving there.
On defense, the Cavaliers. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
And the season series between these teams, 4 games in all, starting today. It's going to go a long way toward determining how this division shakes out by the end of the year.
They recover it. Out to Smith. Beyond the arc. Thompson passes to Irving. James against Stuckey. To the middle. It's stolen by West. And stolen by James. And he hammers that one down right in the face of Roy Hibbert.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Mike Miller's checked in for J.R. Smith. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. George against LeBron. Here's West. The shot's good on the assist by George. And guys, even though there's not a lot of history between these two teams, there still is at least a little bit of a rivalry between these divisional foes.
And, you know, when you see an opponent as much as they do each season, there's always that possibility that the rivalry becomes bigger in any given year.
It sure makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, a lot more fun for the players and us.
Hill kicks to Hibbert. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's James. Coming off a solid outing against Washington. Dishes it to Irving. Clock at 6. Here's Love. Nails the 16-footer. Love's got his first 2 points.
He is just so good from that range, guys.
You know, never mind with the height advantage he had there.
Hill up top, covered by Miller. And it's Hill penetrating. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
It's really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
George Hill, an efficient combo guard. He was acquired by the Pacers in a draft day deal back in 2011. That was the Kawhi Leonard trade, with Leonard, of course, going to the Spurs. It's a trade that benefited both sides.
And I know, Clark, that you know Hill well. George, an Indianapolis native, played collegiately at nearby IUPUI.
And Kevin, going down this 4th season with the Pacers, exactly the kind of support starter you want as a contending team. He's rock solid, really defends his position well, is steady. I'd like to see him be more aggressive in looking for his own offense.
Here's George following the score by Cleveland. And it's Hibbert missing. LeBron outside. Hibbert pulls it in.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him. Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
The Cavaliers leading by 4. Irving dishes to Love. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Love's got 5.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Pacers have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Hill passes to Hibbert. That one goes. Count it. Hibbert's got his second basket.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Sean Marion, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Miller. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Mahinmi's checked in for Hibbert. Scola comes in for David West. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Rodney Stuckey. And it's Watson in for George Hill. Love, no luck.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Here is Miles. His last outing, 16 points for him. George with the ball. Sean Marion covering, and the shot is good.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
The Cavaliers leading by 3. Love with the screen on George. Irving kicks to Dellavedova. James against George. Love with the screen on George. Love dishes to Marion, and it's sent back by George.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
Yeah, and even though it's early, I mean, that's a great sign for them for the rest of the game.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
Oh, get it! Oh, watch out now.
The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
Mahinmi's shot is good.
Beautiful dish down low.
6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ring shot on the way. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. And that's now 7 points for Kevin Love. And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Cavaliers ahead, up by 3. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
Next Sunday, November 30th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Rajon Rondo and the Boston Celtics. It's the real deal.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. What stands out to you from the Cavaliers in this one?
And this team has done a nice job on the glass. I think that's how they've built this lead. They've been very physical, really established a presence in the paint.
Well, they've chased down those balls. As soon as they've hit the iron, they've been chasing them down. That's been a solid effort by them.
Pacers trail by 3. We've got Kevin Love. LeBron James is out there with Marion. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Dellavedova in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Cleveland going right now here in the second. The shot by George, wide open, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Well, Sean Marion, the Matrix, as they call him, possessing all the tools to be an elite defender. The wingspan, strength, quickness. I think he can guard 4 different positions.
Boy, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in a good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind, know just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then the nifty touch to tip it in. That was beautiful.
And the Cavaliers with some changes. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Love. And Miller's subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana. Hill comes in for C.J. Watson. Pacers trail by 4. The drive by Hill. And Irving pulls it down. And Marion, at one time in his career, player Clark who averaged around 22 points and 12 rebounds, a couple blocks, and a couple steals a game.
And he was doing that when he was playing big minutes on a per-night basis, too. He actually was amongst the league leaders in minutes played per game for a good portion of his career. Got a smaller role now, but that versatility of his still comes in handy.
Cleveland leading by 4. James outside. Marion setting the pick for LeBron. Options off the pick and hammers it home.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Lets it fly, and Stuckey gets it to go on the assist by Hill. Stuckey's got his second bucket of the night.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
And here's Miller outside. Another 3 for Cleveland.
That is his shot, guys. So you can't just give it to him. You've got to get up on him and get into his airspace there.
The drive by Hill. That's good. Hill's got 5.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Irving. The Pacers pull it in. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
And it's Hill penetrating. Here's Scola. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Scola's got 6 in the quarter.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
A different look now for Cleveland. Love comes in for LeBron. And J.R. Smith's subbed in for Miller. Indiana also making some changes. Hibbert comes in for Mahinmi. And West subs in for Luis Scola. Hill against Irving. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Irving's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Beautiful job angling his body, shielding the big man from the ball on his way to the basket.
That's really the only way to do it if you're going to take it down there amongst the tall trees.
George with the screen on Irving, and it's Hill penetrating, and they get it back. And there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here.
Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
Roy Hibbert, one of the biggest players in the league, Clark, 7'2", last season, bulking up to 290 pounds.
Yeah, he wanted to get stronger to better hold his position in the low post, and for a good portion of the season he did that. Then he fell back into some old habits. You know, when he first joined the Pacers, the coach had him slim down to 250 pounds because the type of game the Pacers were playing was a little different. But he's a player who's best playing to his strength, and we mean that literally.
Irving passes to Smith. Love kicks to Irving. Back to Love. The 3. The shot is off.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
And stolen by James. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying, Clark, to get back into this game like this?
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, partner?
Well, you know what the questions are about now. It's their defense, that's for sure. Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
LeBron, left side. Love in the post, defended by George. Irving from long range. That's good. Irving's got 7 points for the quarter.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist number. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
Indiana making some changes. C.J. Miles comes in for George. And it's Watson in for Hill. 1:25 left to play in the first half. Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Roy Hibbert has now mastered what he calls, quote, the straight up. He once saw Dwight Howard in the finals jump and absorb contact without fouling. And Hibbert thought to himself, I've got to learn how to do that. In drills, his coach, Frank Vogel, made him defend 2 players at once without fouling. At first, he wanted to give up, but guys, that is how he perfected it.
He sure has. Coach Vogel making sure the refs honor it. Doris, thanks. Back to James. 5 to shoot. Hits the front of the rim and out.
And a missed opportunity right there.
Definitely, I think he should have converted that one.
Watson's shot is off.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And he gets it to go. 8 points for Smith.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Well, that's 3 of the last 5 makes, having been behind the three-point line. So, got to make some adjustments defensively.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Miles missing. And here comes LeBron. He's got 11. And here's Love from the arc. It's rebounded by West. And here's Watson. Shot from the wing. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so that brings the first half to a close. Cavaliers lead by 7. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Kevin, thank you. Roy, I know you have just a couple seconds, but in a nutshell, what's going to be your approach going into the second half?
Well, we're just going to make sure we keep them off the board and keep them out of transition.
Thank you, Roy. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half. And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
An excellent game we've seen from LeBron. He has 11 points, and he's been a good on-the-ball defender, too. He's got a pair of steals.
Yeah, he's made some heads-up plays, Clark. He's done a really nice job defensively.
On the court for Indiana, Paul George is the 3 with David West at the 4. George Hill out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Hibbert in at the center, filling out the middle.
And a moment here now to see the numbers for Irving. His last month of basketball has been fantastic. He's around 26 points per game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he really brings that offensive firepower to this team. Finding ways to score is his specialty.
Yeah, that's his identity, Steve, among other contributions, obviously. But the ability to make plays that put up points, that's a major weapon in his arsenal.
George sinks that one from the post. George has got the opening bucket to start the second half for the Pacers.
Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Oh, great.
Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Man, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Smith for 3. Good, and the assist goes to James. James has got assist number 5 here tonight.
That's 3 in a row, guys. 3 3-pointers consecutively. These guys are just raining in shots.
Yeah, the defenders can't be as soft as they've been on the perimeter there.
And George kicks to Stuckey. Thompson with the block. Now here's LeBron. 11 points in the game. And that'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds. Cavaliers retain possession. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers.
In for your Cavaliers, Matthew.
Irving against Hill. Back to Irving. Fires for 3. Another 3 for Cleveland.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open 3-pointers.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like All-Star Weekend out there. We know how much defense is played. There's actually defense during the All-Star Weekend, no D.
The Cavaliers leading by 9. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Here's Love. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Love's got 9.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Mark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Well, Kevin Love is really a player who I think befuddles pundits because the numbers say he's a superstar, probably a top 5 player, but then he's never been to the playoffs. To that, I would simply say basketball is a team game. Individuals don't take teams to the playoffs. So despite that, there are some left wondering if his numbers are greater than his actual impact on the team. I'm not one of them.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He told the huddle they need to go hard to the hoop whenever possible to either draw fouls or get high percentage looks right at the 10. Also, he said that he'd like them to operate quickly on offense, finding and taking shots early in the shot clock. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. Here's Irving. Hits the target from 18 feet. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And for Love, the other reason for the skepticism, you know, he's not a chiseled, overpowering athlete. He's not flashy. You know, maybe he doesn't look like a superstar, but his game speaks for itself, just the strength and the skill.
Hill drives in, and that one's good.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Hill against Irving. Marion kicks to Irving. Feeds to Love. Lets the 3 fly. And he gets it to go. Love's got 12. And one thing for sure last season, the Timberwolves were a disaster when Kevin Love went to the bench.
That's for sure, Kevin. I mean, when he was on the floor, they outscored opponents significantly. When he sat, their offense basically imploded.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. I mean, defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Timeout called the Cavaliers. Well, Steve, George Hill starting at point guard, maybe more of a combo guard than a true point. What do you think?
Well, yeah, no question he's a combo. Career average of only about 3 assists. So he's not a classic point guard. And a lot of people have argued that the Pacers need more of a playmaker. But I like what Hill brings to the table. Defensive-minded, smart, a team guy, good shooter. So he's an important player for this club.
Here is Watson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. George with the screen on Irving. Screen by Scola. Here's Watson. He got right to the cup using that screen.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Jones kicks to Irving. Off target with his 3. Pacers trail by 11. Here's George. And there's a whistle. It goes on Iman Shumpert. Full 24-second shot clock. 1:04 left to play in the third. Indiana moving it around. Here's Watson. Up and in on the layup. Watson's got it back down to single digits for the Pacers.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Shumpert dishes to Love. They get a hand on it.
You know, with the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurt.
And it's George finishing it off.
Terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and then excellent transition offense.
Well, it all stems from the aggressive defense. And when you attack defensively and you can force some mistakes, now it's off to the races.
Outside Irving. Shot clock at 6. Good. Irving's got 7 now in this quarter.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Here is Watson, covered by Irving. Takes it from 10, and the rejection by Love. And it's Shumpert penetrating, and it's sent back by George. And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Cleveland ahead, up 9. And we'll be back right after this.
Tune in Tuesday, December 2nd. Paul George and the Indiana Pacers take on Goran Dragic and the Phoenix Suns. Be there.
And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Well, it had to be this play, don't you think, Kevin? Sure. This is just a phenomenal pass. Made the defense look like they had no idea what was going on.
What precision with that pass.
Beautiful.
And it's the Cavaliers with the ball. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand. The 2 stars, LeBron and Love, at the 3 and the 4. J.R. Smith out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Thompson in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. West misses.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
And J.R. Smith with the slam.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off.
Hill passes to George and stolen by LeBron. Smith with it. He's picked up by Hill. Irving kicks to James. LeBron right side. Clock at 6. Fires the 3, and he gets it to go. And the Cavaliers lead by 14.
Clark, they're really struggling guarding that three-point line.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, Steve.
It's West with the drive. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as you saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
These long-range shots look like layups out there, guys.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Bit of a controversial statement last year when LeBron said that there are no longer any real rivalries in the NBA anymore. Seemed off at first, but he might have a point.
Rodney Stuckey's checked in for Indiana. And both free throws good for LeBron. From the 1, logic LeBron used in making that rivalry statement was that all of these players, Clark, have known each other for so long, coming up through amateur tournaments, AAU and the like.
And not to mention, Kevin, that with how free agency is structured now, there's a lot more player movement going on. Still, I can't get 100% on board with what he said because there are teams that clearly don't like each other.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
All right, Doris, thanks. The Cavaliers leading by 14. Irving kicks to James. There's the three. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 6 assists in the game.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number 1 for this defense.
It really does. I mean, it's not possible to give up that many points behind the arc and not pay the price in the end.
That's his second personal foul.
Steve, one thing that really stands out last season, at least from a statistical point of view, was how efficient LeBron was from the floor. I mean, just insane.
Well, his field goal percentage has now gone up 7 consecutive seasons, Kevin. So, he's doing away with the long twos. He's only taking good threes, or he's trying to get to the rim. So it's the decision-making that goes into those field goal attempts that has made the difference.
Cavaliers making a switch here. Miller's checked in.
And earlier in his career, LeBron was much more perimeter-oriented. His shot selection and style of attack was much more like point guards. Now he'll post up twice as much. He shoots fewer jumpers. And that's really been the key to his success and to his efficiency.
Some nice passing here by Indiana. The shot by George, wide open. Drains the three-pointer.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
Irving drives in. Out to Miller. Pass to LeBron. There's the three. 6 to shoot. And another miss by Cleveland.
And for LeBron, with the strength advantage he possesses pretty much every game, the low block is truly the best way to exploit it. He's become one of the best low post wing players in the league.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Out of bounds, Indiana takes possession.
I'll tell you what, wandering aimlessly out of bounds like that might earn him a ticket to the bench.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Hill dishes to Stuckey, and Mike Miller gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Cavaliers making a switch here. Smith is checked in. Here's West. No luck, and it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. George against James. And the layup's good off the glass. LeBron's got 12 now in this quarter.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
And the basket by Hill.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety.
And the shot is good. 19 points for Kyrie Irving.
He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
A minute 50 left to play in the final quarter. And the basket by Hill.
Not too many of those shots were dropping for him in the first half, but it's been a different story here in the second.
Irving passes to LeBron. Stolen by George. And now it's Hill running. He can go all the way.
And so here we go, just rolling along to the finish line in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Cavaliers.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
They sure did, Kevin. Every time they left the man open deep, he'd get a good look at the basket. And they didn't hesitate, and the aggressiveness paid off.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
This is really going to be a good win. They've proven they know how to attack this team, and I think it's important to establish that against a conference opponent.
I agree, because they're going to get together 3 more times this season. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to see them that often.
You look at the stats, and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for LeBron James. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come up with steals and get extra possessions for his team.
Back to Smith. Lets the 3 fly. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And the Cavaliers lead by 14.
And a terrific run to really put this ball game away.
And now let's see how many more points they can throw up there before the horn sounds.
Shots good from West.
It's interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
The drive by James. Puts up the baby hook. And the Cavaliers get another bucket right there.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear it. They were good.
West, that's good.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
And Cleveland can just let the clock run down here. Here's Irving. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Stolen by Thompson. So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And now down to Doris Burke, who is courtside, standing by with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, tonight another example of this team's excellent work here at home. What does winning here at home mean to this team?
It means a lot. It means that we would come in every night and try to protect home court, and also our fans give us all the spirit and all the enthusiasm to come out and play hard in front of them. So a lot of credit to our fans that come and pack this gym every night. We're on our home floor, and our coach staff always prepare us the right way to come out and try to dominate home.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan Player of the Game, LeBron James.